Welcome everybody to another edition of the Nick Saban Show, along with the head coach of the Crimson Tide. I'm Chris Stewart. Coach, congratulations, an incredibly impressive 62-7 win at Ole Miss today.
Well, I really was proud of our players for a couple reasons. This is a tough place to play. They really came in here well prepared and well focused. And the way the game started, when you give them a 75-yard bomb on the first play of the game, I don't think that's happened since we played Florida down there about 7 years ago. But it shows the resiliency of our team and the competitive toughness of our team for us to go right down the field and score on offense, stop them on defense, go right back down and score again, and just totally control the game after that. So I was really, really pleased with sort of the warrior mentality that our players played with in this game.
You'd also talked coming into the season about identifying leaders early, and this is another one of those challenges for a team that maybe doesn't have as much veteran leadership as others have had.
Well, no question about that, but you know, we've got a really good offensive team. I think they play well together. I think the offensive staff, Mike and the offensive staff have done a really, really good job of bringing those guys together. Of course, having two very talented quarterbacks help. Having very talented skill guys also helps. Defensively, you know, we're starting to grow a little bit and get some confidence and playing together. And you know, I was pleased with the way we responded and played in this game today because, you know, Ole Miss has put up some big numbers in 2 games.
Let's get into these first half highlights.
Welcome back, everybody. The last few seats are rapidly being filled for the start of this one, the Crimson Tide and Ole Miss Rebels. Ta'amu gets the snap, fakes the give. Quick look, left side, long pass behind the D. Caught by Ole Miss down the left sideline. A long run and diving, trying to make the play on DK Metcalf. Can't do it. First play, first touchdown, 75 yards as they burn Savion Smith on the first play from scrimmage.
Big play from their biggest wideout they have. Jordan Ta'amu threw a perfect ball.
But nevertheless, Bama gets burned big on the first play from scrimmage. Here now the snap. Tua on the give. Damian near side. He's into the secondary. He's going to run. We told you might see 80 points tonight. Bama's got a touchdown. 43 yards on the run for Damian Harris. Drop back and throw is Tua. Looks, checks down underneath. Catch is made by Henry Ruggs III. He gets rung up at midfield. The ball comes loose. It comes to the near sideline, and Ole Miss recovers it. Ole Miss recovers it before it goes out of bounds. Hard hitting out there. $10-10 to go, opening quarter. Here's Tua, claps his hands. He'll do it again. Tua throws long, has Judy behind the defense. Jerry's in stride. 15, 10, 5. Thank you very much. Touchdown, 79 yards. Tua Tagovailoa to Jerry Judy. Aloha and mahalo. Quarterback keeps it all the way, hit hard, lost the ball. It's loose at the 38-yard line. Who's got it? Alabama says they do, and the Tide does. Here's the give. Najee comes near side, turns it in. He'll dive over the traffic, and he is in for a touchdown. 10 yards on the dive. Play action fake and the long throw near side. It's up for grabs. Intercepted by Alabama. Intercepted by Deontay Thompson. He'll bring it back 30 to the 20. Down the near sideline. He'll get tripped up and go out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Deontay Thompson. He'll run it back 39 yards. Here's Tua now with a 3rd down and 7. Looks towards the end zone. Got it. Touchdown, Alabama. In the corner of the end zone along the far side, Irv Smith, the tight end. Here now again, play action. Ta'amu, have a seat as he's sacked for the first time tonight. Alabama's Christian Miller came in for his first sack of the season. Quarterback gets the snap. Ta'amu stands in. Ta'amu's in trouble. Ta'amu is going down. Christian Miller, second sack of the night. Running back Jacobs gets the handoff. Goes right up the middle behind the D. And he's in for a touchdown. Jalen Hurts in for Tua Tagovailoa. Claps his hands twice, gets the pass off to the far side corner. Caught Jerry Jeudy. Touchdown, Alabama! What a beautiful fade route, 22 yards. Jalen Hurts bumping chests now with Tua Tagovailoa, who comes out as the holder for the extra point, as was the case last week and the first week. Here's Jalen, steps back, looks to the right, throws, catch is made, wide open, cutting in, Henry Ruggs, touchdown Alabama! A quick inside slant, and then Ruggs, after a 13-yard run, picks up another touchdown.
Coach, if somebody just grabbed a stat sheet at halftime, they may have thought it was post-game numbers, but quite a first two quarters for your team.
Well, I thought we really played well in the first half. We really, had over 400 yards of offense in the first half. We made some explosive plays. Jerry Jeudy had a couple big plays, but we just executed really well, had great balance, over 200 passing, just under 200 rushing. So I was really pleased with the way the defense bounced back and the way the offense sort of controlled the tempo of the game, which I think is really important when you're playing against a team like Ole Miss.
We'll check out the second half when we come back here on the Nick Saban Show. Coach, for everybody in attendance, the scoreboard was heavily favoring your squad, but not the scoreboard you talk about in the locker room at the half.
Well, I think, we're trying to grow our team, and I think one of the most important things for your team is to be able to come out in the second half and start fast in the second half and not come out flat. And I don't care what the score is, I wanted our team to be able to do that, and I thought we did a pretty good job of it to start the second half. We just kept playing Jalen, which, I thought he played well, and, the defense did a really good job in the second half as well.
We're going to see that here in the second half highlights.
The second half highlights are brought to you by the Ortho Sports Center at St. Vincent's, Birmingham. Care you can believe in.
Glad you're with us, everybody. It's been an interesting night, to say the very least. The Tide now with 425 yards of offense. Ole Miss 200. Bama has passed for 248. They have rushed for 177. Bouncing ball picked up by Jacobs. He's got it to the 20, 25, breaks 330. He's down the near side with a kicker to beat 40. Down the near sideline, 40, 30, 20. He is wrestled out of bounds. Josh Jacobs. Jalen throws long in a double coverage, too long, intercepted, taken by Moore. He'll come back up the far side, and he's tripped up at the 15-yard line. But the interception by the man who was banged up earlier, the guy who wears the Chucky Mullins Courage Award jersey, C.J. Moore, with his first interception this season for the Ole Miss Rebels. Play action fake, slant, intercepted Alabama. That'll be Xavier McKinney. Read that one all the way and timed it perfectly. Just stepped in front of the receiver and took it in for a touchdown. The X-Man with a beautiful pick. He saw that one coming, folks. 44-yard try now off the snap of Scott Meyer and the hold of Mac Jones. Bulovas between the hash marks, kicks it to our left. End over end kick. It is up and it is good. And Alabama adds to their lead. The Crimson Tide now on top, 62-7. And that's going to do it. Clock is down to the final 19 seconds. The coaches making their way out to midfield. Coach Luke from the near sideline, Coach Saban from the far sideline, and this one is done. Bama, after giving up a first play 75-yard touchdown, Bama never looked back, and they scored the next 62 in a row. It's all over. Alabama 62, Ole Miss 7.
62-7, the final score. Coach, got a chance to play a lot of guys today.
Well, we did get a chance to play a lot of guys, and I think that knowledge and experience is really important for those guys. I think they got to see where they are so they can learn and grow from this. One of the things that we need to improve on our team is the depth of our team, and for those guys to get the opportunity is really helpful. But, you know, in this league, we need to improve as a team. Everybody needs to look at this game and say, you know, what could I do better? How can we improve? Because we're going to play some really good teams, and we got a really good team coming up next week. So we got 24 hours, and we need to move on.
All right, Coach, we're going to move on and talk about more when we come back here on the Nick Saban Show. Coach, sometimes in a game like this, it can be tough to identify, but for you, where was the turning point in this one?
Well, I think when they hit the 75-yard touchdown pass right off the bat, the place went wild, and it seemed like, oh boy, this is going to be a long game. And then we go right down the field and score on offense, and we turn around and get a stop on defense and score again on offense. And you know, the rest of the game, we just sort of controlled the momentum of the game completely. And I think that speaks volumes of, you know, the character, the competitive character of our team. But I also think that it was a real turning point for our players to be able to turn it around in this environment when something like that happens.
Coach, you got a new assistant on your staff in Craig Kuligowski, your defensive line coach. They call him Coach Cool. It's a little easier to say, but he kind of fits that, doesn't he?
Yeah, and you know, you guys are getting me now because this is 2 weeks in a row we're talking about guys that played for me.
Right.
Cool was offensive tackle for us at Toledo in my first head coaching job in the first year. So I've known him for a long time. He's got a great reputation as a coach. He's done a good job with our players. He's got great character and a great family.
From the Rockets to the Crimson Tide, let's learn a little bit more about Coach Cool.
Craig Kuligowski, associate head coach, defensive line coach.
When you would explain your coaching style or your coaching philosophy, would you explain it as kind of the do whatever needs to be done kind of coach?
A lot of times in coaching is correcting problems. If you have a good vision and that you can demonstrate that vision to the players, that they will be able to do what they need to do to the best of their ability.
You developed talent incredibly over your career, especially at Miami that you just came from.
Right.
You took some of those defensive prospects and really developed them into true players. What does that speak to your coaching abilities?
I think that the coach's job is to get the best out of his players. It's always been my job to teach, correct, inspire, but I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that these kids become the best players that they can possibly be. Because in the end, that's what they want.
You know, who is the funniest on the team to you?
Well, one of the blessings of being the defensive line coach is I always inherited or been able to coach some of the biggest characters on the team. You know, Raekwon certainly a loud and interesting guy, and watching him put President Trump in a headlock to take a selfie with him was kind of an interesting thing at the White House. It's been fun. It's been good.
Anything you want to say to the fans of the new coach?
I'm just very happy to be here and look forward to, you know, competing for the national championship and winning it, and coaching players to be the very best and enjoying my time here.
Okay.
Roll Tide.
How critical is it for the defensive back to move into both the nickel and dime packages?
Well, Brandon, I think that's one of the most important things for us, that we have some guys that have some diversity in the secondary, because it's a completely different position to play what we call star, or what we call money, which is the dime position for a defensive back. And those guys either come from your safeties or your corners. And sometimes you have guys that can't do that. They can't learn two positions. And other times you have guys that do a great job. We've been very fortunate here that we've had guys that can do that, and that's helped us be a good third down team. This year we're still trying to find the best combination of guys to play when we play 6, and we'll continue to work on that so that hopefully we can continue to improve, because third down is the most important play in the game to me, being able to get off the field and being able to keep the ball. So to have a good group of guys that have diversity is really important to being successful.
Coach, I love this segment each week, talking about your players. You get to talk about some great young men, and Christian Miller falls into that category.
Well, Christian Miller is a fine young man. I mean, he's a graduate. He's done an internship in marketing. I mean, he's very bright. He's got a lot of class and character. He's got a great family. And this guy's been a really, really good player for us. And he's had to overcome a lot of adversity in his career here because of injuries. But he's having a great year so far this year.
Having a great year, and he was generous with his time, sitting down with our own Maggie Hetzel.
Christian Miller, I play linebacker, and I'm from Columbia, South Carolina.
Family from South Carolina. You had an offer from South Carolina yourself. What made you choose Alabama?
I felt that they were the best place to develop me on and off the field. I trusted Coach Cochran in the weight room, and I just knew the coaches would, push me to my limit, and I wanted to compete to be the best, so I figured why not play with the best.
Your dad, though, went to USC.
Mm-hmm.
So was there any kind of sentiment toward that at first, or were you kind of set on Alabama?
Nah. I mean, I just kind of set my own path. I didn't really, bother, looking at where my dad went. I wanted to make my own decision, and he urged me to do that. So I ultimately just did that, and I'm happy with my choice.
So you've gotten to get your degree, your master's. What has that meant to you to have such a great education, graduating, going to the next level of school while you're going to the next level of football?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it was one of the most exciting feelings to walk across the stage, and then obviously I'm working on my master's now, so I can't wait to get that, because then I'm officially done with school, because I thought I was done with school, but I still had more school. But it felt great, because I mean, that's all you've done. You went to school and played sports, and then finally you finish up with the school part, and it's a great feeling to just have that degree. So, and plus I like making my parents proud, so it felt good.
Coach, what's next is a trip back home to take on the Aggies.
Well, we're looking forward to going back home, but Texas A&M obviously demonstrated against Clemson, which is the game that I did have a chance to watch a little bit of. What a good football team they are on both sides of the ball. Jimbo's a really, really good coach, and somebody I have a tremendous amount of respect for, and this is going to be a real challenge for us. So we need to get our crowd in the game, and we need to affect the game with everybody that's there, all the players, all the coaches, and all the fans.
You got it, Coach. 2:30 is the kick time. CBS will televise. We'll have radio coverage on the Crimson Tide Sports Network as well. We'll see you there. Roll Tide, everybody.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Golden Flake, the official chip of the Crimson Tide. By the University of Alabama, where legends are made. And by Tiffin Motorhomes, made to move you. By Nissan, proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. By Trustmark, people you trust, advice that works. By Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, real Coca-Cola taste with zero sugar and 0 calories. By Cooper Tires, roll Tide on Cooper Tires. And by AT&T, the official wireless provider of the Crimson Tide.